The most notable one's the large operating company. That's where you have more than 20 employees, $5 million in gross receipts in a year, and then also a physical location in the US.
To this, Ted, what entities apply? Maybe the frequently asked questions, right? So if it's a trust, of course, LLCs, we know that, S corps, C corps, or another way to put it is what entities don't apply. Like if you own something in your personal name, obviously you don't have to, say anything, but is it everything else that you basically need to report and create a FinCEN number and go online and and submit everything? Well, what do you think, Ted?
Yeah, and that's a great question, Brett. So the definition of a reporting company, these are the companies that need to report information to FinCEN, it's an entity that's created by filing the document with the Secretary of State. So if you have an LLC, a corporation, a limited partnership, a business trust, or a statutory trust, those would count as reporting companies because they're entities that are created by filing a document with the Secretary of State. Now, entities that aren't created by filing a document with the Secretary of State are things like revocable and irrevocable trusts, general partnerships, sole proprietorships. So those don't count. And then on top of that, there's 23 reporting company exemptions. The most notable one's the large operating company. That's where you have more than 20 employees, $5 million in gross receipts in a year, and then also a physical location in the US. There's 22 others. I'm not gonna, put you guys to sleep by going through them. Going through the regulations wasn't fun. There's 22 of them, but for the most part, if you don't meet one of the exemptions, you have an entity that's set up with the Secretary of State, most likely you're going to have to report that information to FinCEN.
Okay, so to keep it really simple here, right? And not to make it super complicated. It sounds like if you have, and probably 95% of our listeners, 98, they have an LLC, they have an S corp, they have a C corp, right? And they might have multiple partners. They might have a limited partnership, right? So for those people, what we're telling you is yes, and yes. All of you guys and all of your partners need to register with FinCEN and get this done. Is that I'm hearing that, Garrett? Is that what I'm hearing right? Or Ted?
You've got it exactly right, Brett. You've got a year. You've got until December to file this information with the federal government. They want to know who the major shareholders are, which people have control. So you may not be a shareholder or a member of an LLC, but if you're a manager or a corporate officer and you have control of that entity, your name needs to go in as well. Now, the other thing that we haven't mentioned yet is that they want the number of your driver's license or passport and an image of your driver's license or passport. So you've got to send in an image, a copy of your passport or driver's license for this database. And then if your driver's license expires in 2026, when you get that new driver's license, you have to amend the filing and send in a new copy of your driver's license. So although you don't have to file every year if things don't change, when you get a new driver's license or passport, you do have to amend the filing.